Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. This seems as a very good news for Southeastern considering the way it's coming out from. But there are still a lot of questions which we are going to consider before getting overly excited about this news. Because based on what I'm seeing there, it's a step towards handling the marginalization of Southeasterners in police force in Nigeria. And I feel that after looking into this necessary step that is about to be taken to once again enthrone Southeast in police force, we have to also throw up some questions, look at some very key questions, so that we'll be sure that this is not just storytelling, but it's going to be a reality in a time shorter than expected. All right, the news is that the Southeast is about to take its proper position, proper placement in Nigerian police force soon as, and this promise is coming from one of the commissioners representing Southeast in the Police Service Commission. But before we continue with details of the news and further analysis, if you've not subscribed, just hit the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. All right, let's look at the news in detail. Chief Onyemuchi Namani, commissioner representing Southeast in the Police Service Commission (PSC), says the region will soon take its proper place in the police force. Namani, also representing organized private sector in the commission, said this when he addressed newsmen on Sunday in Abuja. He said the move was to address agitation for proper placement of the Southeast in the mainstream of the police force. The commissioner said he would work to ensure that the seemingly marginalization of the Southeast in the high echelon of the force was redressed in the interest of equity and justice. According to him, although the fault is not that of PSC, conscious and deliberate effort must be made to carry the Southeast along. He said the idea was to ensure the Southeast rose and occupy high positions of relevance in the Nigerian police force. Namani said he was in contact with relevant stakeholders in the force and Southeast to find common ground on the issue. He said the consultation was to ensure that all geopolitical zones of the country were evenly represented at the decision-making level of the police force. According to him, he said, I will soon commence an advocacy visit to the 5 states of the Southeast. This is to ensure that Igbo young men and women show more interest in joining the police and sustain the interest so as to rise to the highest office in the force. Namani lamented high level of extortion by policemen on Southeast Road and warned that the commission would deal decisively with the officers found engaged in the illegal and unprofessional act. He urged Nigerians to stop encouraging the act by refusing to pay bribes to policemen at checkpoints. Namani said the commission was working towards giving the nation an all-inclusive and citizen-friendly police force. Wow, this seems like a good news, but as I told you before, now we are going to look at some issues, look at some questions which we are going to throw at ourselves and look at a way of answering it. So you go to the comment section and you also tell me your viewpoint based on what we are going to be discussing. Now, looking at what this man has said, Chief Namani has said, it's a good one. But the question that I still want to ask is, does it mean currently there is no Igbo person who is in a lofty position that would have been given a significant appointment in the current administration? For example, look at just the appointment of new service chiefs. After about 4 of them or 5 of them were made mention, we didn't hear anything about the police force. You know, the guy is still there till now. I think they've given him like 3 months to still be working as Inspector General of Police, talking about Adamu to be still working as the IGP. Now, most regions, most geopolitical zones have beckoned on the government to make use of the federal character principle so that the issue of ethnicity will not be introduced, but at least if the 3 key ethnic groups are being given an opportunity like this, at least someone from the East should be availed such opportunity. But it didn't happen. Does it mean that there are no important people? They said it and said it, and when it seems that they not have spoken, I think one of the Arewa youths spoke about it. Ohana Zendibo made mention of it. Afenifere made mention of it. Pandef also made mention of it, that the Igbo person should be represented among the service chiefs. Shehu Gaba came up and said that appointment must not be on the grounds of ethnicity or religion and all of that, but the president have that exclusive right to choose whoever he feels will work well with him in his administration. And that was really, really troubling. For me, I felt at first that Shehu Gaba wouldn't have even said anything. The presidency wouldn't have said anything about it, because that kind of reawakened the consciousness in the Southeasterners that truly this issue of marginalization will not go very soon. That's why they are so stiff-necked when it comes to the issue of secession. They are pushing hard every day. Now, based on what Chief Namani has said, he's trying to see how he can encourage the Southeasterners, many of them, to join the police force, which for me, it's a good one. It's a good step in the right direction. But at the same time, would they be given that place? Or is it still going to be revolving around presidency? If president comes on board, he wouldn't take into consideration anything about federal character principle. He will just choose the people whom he feels they are okay to work with him. And the Southerners or the Southeasterners will still be relegated to the background. It's a very serious issue. Because for me, I feel just like Jonathan did some time ago when he noticed that there were concretized plans on ground to make sure that the country go into turbulence if he refuses to accept the election result. He said, my ambition is not worth the blood of any Nigerian. For that reason, he immediately had to congratulate so that peace will abound. I feel at the same time that this is one of the things that we should look at. If we have people like IPOB agitating for secession and all of that, and maybe you still want them to be a part of the country, you want to kind of calm them down and all of that, is to make sure that they are fully inclusive in the administration, in the current administration. No matter what, they will be fully involved. Make sure that appointments are given to them. Let it be they turn left, they see appointment coming to them. They turn right, they see appointment coming to them. They see some very key agencies being set up in their own place. Look at the issue of, what do they call it? The Boko guys, where they said they should give them amnesty. But no one is even talking about amnesty for some of those IPOB guys that they have caught. Some of them, we don't know where some of them are, whether they are still languishing in jail or wherever they are. Nobody is talking about that. But people who have spilled blood, who have done all manner of things, caused Nigeria to be in a very troubled state, they are considering giving them amnesty, despite the fact that they have caused many to be displaced. Internally displaced people are littered everywhere in the north. Some of them have even found solace outside the country. That's not how it should be. Now, while these other boys here, they are not even trying to do all of that. They are not of any trouble to, their people. They are maintaining peace and order. But you are fighting them tooth and then. This thing makes so much discouragement to come in. But based on what Chief Namani has said, I think also it's a good step in the right direction. Those who have interest and those who believe that the dream of Nigeria will still, or the dream of one Nigeria will still be sustained, can go ahead. Engage and get employed into the police force. Use your wisdom. Make sure you grow in rank and file, and make sure you go to school so that opportunities will come in future where there will be full representation of the Igbos. Because the level of marginalization, I don't seem to understand. I'm hoping and trusting that if possibly, Nigeria will still be around till 2023 based on the way things are. If we will still be around, they can also make them a part and parcel of any administration that will come on board. However, I would like to leave it there. Give you opportunity, go to our comment section. Let us interact. What do you have to say about what Namani have told Nigerians?